I like looking at forests and the trees individually and as colonies, groups. So over there we have pine and a couple maples and a couple oaks. That's all that side of the trail. Over here we have beech. See the difference? It's a sassafras in front of me. Then we have beech and a couple birch hidden in there. See the birch hidden? Swaying in the breeze. So a quick glance can tell you a lot. There's a couple white oaks. There's also red oaks, northern red, in this forest. So by and large, we have eastern white pine. We have beech, some outstanding examples. Excuse me. There's another one down the trail. Very easy to see. Monster beech. The spindly sassafras in front. There's another one right here. A little sapling right there, sassafras. Understanding growth patterns, what plants look like as they grow, what their bark looks like, what their leaf structure looks like. Can be an easy way to identify a tree from a distance in the forest. Just takes a little bit of time looking at each tree, seeing what it looks like. Clearly, the pines jump out. But I can also see some beech back there holding on to their leaves. They're quite stoic, those beech. The beautiful birch struggling to live in this forest usually end up like this one. That birch right there. Watch what happens. There's mushrooms growing on it because it died. That's the life of the birch. That's what happens. Very rare do you find really large monster birch. I've seen birch I can barely put my arms around in New Hampshire, way into the mountains, miles and miles. They're around, but they're rare. Beautiful woodland this is. One of the characteristics of beech, for me, is its smooth bark, and that it reminds me of an elephant. It's like the elephant tree. Looks like elephant legs or elephant trunks in the forest. Of course, I really should know what an elephant is because they're not endemic to my continent or to my area at all. Even if they were on my continent, they don't even live in my area on my continent. Of course, they don't live in North America to begin with, so it's a luxury that I even know what an elephant is. Interesting, isn't it? The adult pine trees have large plates in their bark. When they're younger, they're smooth and green, and they have nodes that grow all around. As you can see, all the branches come off different nodes. See all those pine. As they grow older, they start building plates on their bark. Here's one, an adolescent. It's both. Sassafras, at a glance, like this one in front of me, has kinks. There's a kink, which could be attributed to that branch, but if you keep looking, as I look up the tree, I see it starts taking turns. S-turns. It gets very erratic the higher it goes. Sassafras also has a sweet smell to it. And it's orange under the bark. Smells absolutely delicious. It has a raised scale-like bark. As you can see, its bark makes curves, S-curves, and it's raised up. These white oak over here have a grayish bark, and a shingly appearance. Deeply furrowed, khaki underneath. Oak, when it's older, grows pretty true. There's another one right beside it. You can see the growth pattern is quite the same. They get very nest-like when they get towards the top. Towards the bottom, very compact looking in their growth. Oaks like to grow straight. You can see they're round. This is white oak. Northern red oak looks different. Northern red underneath and inside the grooves is red. This is white oak. That's one of the differences to tell the two apart. Here's another sassafras doing what sassafras do. Look at that tree. Look at those kinks. Look at it. That's what it does. It's like a snake tree. This is almost strictly beech in front of me. Some large ones with the gray bark, smooth, characteristic white spots. And as I move back, saplings doing the same thing. That one doesn't have its spots yet. Some of them do before others. There's one in front of me. It's like a camo on the smooth bark. Well, that is a tree I don't see very often. I see it in this forest sometimes. Let's have a closer look. This is a holly tree. Holly holds on to its leaves throughout the winter. They're armored. A lot of sharp protrusions, like thorns. Very sharp. It's like touching briars. The bark is a greenish brown. It has the look of hardwood. It doesn't look like pine. And it has these very minute furrows in the bark of a lighter color. Not quite white. Almost like a khaki. This one has some damage to it at the bottom. Well, it's doing well. It's in pretty good condition. The bark inside is green. Okay, so that was 6 trees that I just ID'd at a glance in winter using my surroundings from basically a single spot. I could see all those trees, and I showed, going to the trees, different things that gave me the confidence of the identification. Let's see videos from everyone in the native survival community. Post a video on your channel if you have one doing basically the same thing, going through a set of forest and looking at different trees in winter, if it's winter in your locale right now, and identify it, maybe show different growth patterns, some of the things that I did, like with the pine, showing the adolescents, the adults, showing how some trees hold on to leaves throughout the winter. I'll post a link down into the comments below so we can all check out your video. And if you don't have a video channel, if you have a blog, take pics of all those different trees, make a nice post, put a link down there so we can all check it out in the community. And for everyone else that doesn't have a channel, blog, anything like that, head out, ID some trees, handful of them, 5, 6, whatever you want to do. Give us a list of the trees that you found while you're out on your scout. It's a valuable skill indeed, with but a quick glance around a woodland to see and ID trees, different sections of the forest. Some sections can be used for starting fires. Other sections you can see are hardwoods filled with oaks, filled with wood that will burn into hot embers to cook food or to give sustained heat over a long period of time rather than a short flash of heat. Being able to look around and get a makeup of the forest around me creates efficiency in my work, because I go where I need to go for certain style material for a specific job. This has been Mitch with the Native Survival School. Be sure to check out our website, nativesurvival.com. As always, enjoy the outdoors.